Kia ora koutou. We're going to have a look at using the sine rule for revision. So if I want to use the sine rule to find that side length x, we know that x over the sine of 60 is going to be equal to 6 over the sine of 40. We know to cross multiply that, the x is going to be 6 sine 60 over sine 40. And we know how to solve that using our calculator. So please add this to your notes, that you're going to use that sine rule. In order to use it, the sine rule needs the angle measure opposite the side length you're looking for. So if I'm trying to find this side here, x, I've got to know the measure of the angle opposite that side. So sine rule needs the angle measure opposite the side you're looking for, plus you must know a side length and the angle measure opposite the side length you know. So in order for me to be able to use the sine rule to find that x, I need the angle opposite it, plus I need another side length and the angle opposite from that. So because I have those things, I can use the sine rule to find the length of a side. Well, now let's look at this triangle here. If I want to find that side x, I'm setting it up saying, okay, x is going to be the sine of 53. But then I need to know another side length. Okay, I know the 8, I know the 12, but you'll see that I don't know the side opposite the 8. I also don't know the side opposite the 12. So sometimes you're not going to be able to use the sine rule. Okay, if I want to find that side x over 53, I know that. But if I want to use the 8, I need to know the size of this angle here, but I don't. If I want to use that 12, I need to know the angle over here, but I don't. So if you don't have the right setup, you can't use the sine rule. Well, that brings us into when we can use what's known as the cosine rule. Please add this to your notes. And that is, if you know two side lengths and the measure of the included angle. So that's where we see, I know that side length, I know that side length, and I know the measure of the included angle. So this is very important wording, two side lengths and the measure of the included angle. If that's what you know, then you're going to use what we call the cosine rule. And let's talk about that right now. Please add this formula to your notes. If you want to find side length C, it's going to be a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine C. Now please note this is c squared. I'm going to substitute in the information that I know from the given problem. And in this case, okay, please do put that triangle in your notes. And then we're going to substitute in the values given. So x squared is 8 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 8 times 12 times the cosine of 53. We put that in our calculator, and we get that x squared is 92 point all that. Now, one important thing to notice, this is x squared. And how do you undo squaring? How do you undo squaring? You square root. Leave that in your calculator answer screen. No need to round it yet. Rounding loses accuracy. So you will find x is the square root of that last answer. And rounding sensibly, you always want to round one more decimal place than you started with. And since we started with no decimal places, we round it to 9.6 to 1 decimal place. And that's an introduction to the cosine rule. As always, thank you for listening.